DualSense wireless controller DualSense wireless controller connected, battery almost empty. New notification. DualSense wireless controller disconnected. Charge the battery. New notification. DualSense wireless controller connected, battery almost empty. New notification. DualSense wireless controller battery level is low. New notification. DualSense wireless controller disconnected. Charge the battery.
A black eye, a head, clawed feet, very clawed. Very tough wings covered by a pair of finer wings. And that sound. This is the domestic cricket, so named because it often lives inside houses. In fact, only the male of the species makes that sound. They chirp or stridulate by rubbing together their two hard outer wings, one against the other. Crickets chirp in order to mark their territory, ward off other males, or to attract females whose hearing organ, their ear, is located on their front leg. The female is distinguished by her egg-laying organ. The so-called ovipositor allows her to bury her eggs away from harm. The tiny offspring come out of the eggs, looking exactly like their parents, but without wings. They grow by successive molts. Their long antennas are used for exploration. Crickets are hardly fussy eaters. They like bread, plants, various scraps, and even, if the opportunity arises, the odd carcass. They are omnivores that grind up their food. The domestic cricket has its origins in hot deserts, which explains its preference for warm areas. But this creature, hiding at the bottom of his hole, is a field cricket. It's much larger than the forest cricket, which has very short wings and is also an omnivore. All crickets look alike and behave in a very similar manner. 3 pairs of legs and 2 antennas mean that they're insects. Part of the Orthoptera order of insects that are distinguished by their long hind legs, which are perfectly adapted to jumping. They're cousins of the grasshopper. With long antennas like crickets, but very long hind legs, this is the large green grasshopper. The female is distinguished by her large ovipositor. And this is the male, without an ovipositor. These insects have a fierce appetite and devour their food with the help of their powerful jaws. The young are as voracious as the adults. The grasshopper's color means that it blends in perfectly to its environment. Their roof-shaped wings differentiate them from crickets. The adults of certain species have wings that are much smaller in size, but the females always have an ovipositor, sometimes very impressive in size. Grasshoppers are often confused with locusts, which are also orthoptera, but can be distinguished by their very short antennas. Stick insects are also very good at hiding themselves. They differ from orthoptera in that their hind legs are relatively short. They're often confused with emphasis, but emphasis have forelegs that grab and solidly hold their prey and a triangular-shaped head, just like the praying mantis. Emphasis and mantises do not have the jumping legs that characterize orthoptera. They're part of another order. The mole cricket is an orthoptera from the same order as crickets and grasshoppers. Easy to see where it gets its name, the mole cricket. There are about 17,000 different species of orthoptera in the world. Grasshoppers, crickets, locusts, all of which have a huge appetite. But remember, this Asian insect, which is about 15 centimeters long, is not an orthoptera, it's a stick insect. Our story wouldn't be complete if we didn't mention migratory locusts and pilgrim locusts. In the right conditions, they can proliferate, creating a swarm of millions of creatures that are carried by the wind, destroying vegetation and harvests, notably in Africa.